Okay, there was a lot of things that I wanted to say yesterday that I did not get to say during this hearing. So I thought today would be a good day, now that I've had some rest, to go back and revisit some of these items. You notice how Sarah's over there looking through those notes? She's probably rehearsing her scene that she's going to be performing in just a bit here.
I also have reviewed the 2 hour and 6 minute um, investigation that's pertinent to the motion to suppress. The court has reviewed the entire video.
So what'd you think, Judge?
And while you were there on scene, I know at some point you saw her phone on the kitchen counter.
I did.
All right.
Or maybe on the microwave. It was somewhere in the kitchen.
All right. And at some point you went to Sarah Boone and you asked her for the password to open the phone.
We asked to go through her phone.
Did you ask Sarah Boone, can I have the password so I can go through your phone?
Yes, after she signed the consent form.
Okay, so not before? You didn't ask her before you asked her to sign the consent form? Sarah, give me the password to your phone.
Not that I recall, but why would I would normally have her sign the consent form first for her consenting to go into the phone and then gather the passcode or whatever it is.
Well, how would that have even come about then? I mean, how would you have approached her about signing the waiver to consent to searching the phone?
She called 911. So I told her that we needed to corroborate her story as to what occurred.
Okay.
And so to do that, I wanted to go through her phone.
This is the waiver that Sarah signed for her phone. I know it's hard to read this right here. It says black iPhone with pink case. It says that she gives them consent, SKB right here, consent and agree to allow Orange County Sheriff's deputies and employees to search my black iPhone with pink case located, and it lists her address. I further consent and agree to allow Orange County Sheriff's deputies and employees to search all areas located in my black iPhone with pink case and all buildings, structures, and vehicles adjacent to my black iPhone with pink case, including all containers located therein. My consent and agreement to search is freely given. It's the last time I looked at this. I didn't read the whole thing out right. And now I'm kind of mad I didn't, because I didn't really pick up on that right there. All buildings, structures, and vehicles adjacent. The only thing I don't see here is what time this was signed. Let me look down below real quick. They really need to put a time on here when people sign this stuff. I mean, we know it was Copesel that made her sign it, so it wasn't until Copesel got on scene that occurred.
All right, do you know about what time she signed the consent?
No, I don't think it requires a time on there. But it was when we were on the scene initially.
Was it prior to her interrogation in the unmarked vehicle?
Yes.
And after she signed the consent, did your testimony is you asked her for her password and she gave you her password after signing the consent to search the phone?
Yes, I didn't touch the phone until my digital came.
All right. You're talking about the digital investigator, and they have the ability to open up the phone and search the phone?
With or without a password, yes.
But y'all utilized the password that Sarah had given, had you not?
I believe so.
Okay. And do you know how long it took for the digital investigator to show up after you arrived?
Oh, yeah, she didn't come until later. I believe around 7 p.m.
Okay.
That's when in the CAD sheet.
So here is the CAD report. Everyone who signed into the crime scene and what time they signed in. So we're looking for Yolanda, I believe her name was. Let's go down here. She said she thought it was about 7:15 p.m. Okay, here's number 6 is the first officer that arrived on scene. Rough Garden is the CSI. They did not put the time. Well, Scott Lowen put the time when he signed in at 14:51. Joanella Yoandan. She's the last one that signed in. Okay, it looks like, you guys tell me if I'm right on this. 19:05 is what I'm seeing here. That's 7:05 p.m. the digital forensic unit, that's what DFU stands for, arrived on the scene. So the two detectives, Kopsel and Lowen, had interviewed Sarah in the vehicle, in the unmarked vehicle, prior to this situation with the phone being found.
At some point, were the detectives directing you what to do and where to go?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you about the phone. When were you first asked about your phone?
From my remembering, it was once they arrived, one of the first questions that Hopesall asked me was if I owned a phone.
And what did you tell her?
I told her it was on the kitchen counter.
All right.
Well, he's in Altamont, but I think he's doing whatever Marine thing he's doing. But the only way. Your phone's inside, correct? Yes. Does he have a phone? No. He doesn't have a phone. He used my phone. He used your phone. Yeah, we did it together.
So that's it. That's all that was said on scene between the detectives and Sarah that we have on body cam. So, who's telling the truth? These are all the receipts that we have. We do not hear the detective say protocol. It was Sarah who said protocol. We do not hear the detective saying anything about her phone except for that one little piece at the end there where she said, "Is your phone inside?" And she said, "Yeah." Another note I find interesting. She said, "George didn't have a phone." She said, "No." Yet they found a Samsung phone inside of the suitcase with George. That Samsung phone might have something on it that we want to see. It'll be interesting as well. But I want to read you guys one more thing really quick. Now, many of you guys have already heard me read through this report that I received from the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Here's what it says on page 11 of the report about her iPhone. On February the 24th of 2020, Sarah gave verbal and written consent by signing a waiver and an affidavit form from the Orange County Sheriff's Office to search her iPhone. And it lists the model and ID number. Digital forensic investigator Juanella Uwandan responded to the scene and began to download the cell phone. While the cell phone was being downloaded, 2 videos were found on the cell phone. The first video, and then it goes in to describe the videos, right? Which we're not going to do that right here. But it says, due to the nature of the videos, we believe the investigation changed to a criminal investigation. Therefore, all searching of Sarah's phone ceased. She meant to say ceased. She wrote seized, but it's ceased. I authored a digital device search e-warrant to search the entirety of Sarah's iPhone. They also note that a Samsung cell phone was found inside the suitcase. And the next day at around 3:09, the digital device search e-warrant was signed by Judge John Kest and given to the forensic investigator Uadan. So I just wanted to make a note of that so you guys would understand exactly what happened with the cell phone.
And what happened next as it relates to the phone?
I believe that it was brought to her with someone else. I don't remember.
Sustained.
What was the next thing that you were told or talked to about as it relates to the phone?
Unlock it.
Who told you that?
Detective Kopsel.
How did you unlock it?
She handed it to me and I unlocked it.
How do you unlock your phone?
It was with a passcode.
Okay. And when you unlocked it, did you give it back to the detective?
I did.
All right. Did you ever see the phone again?
I did not.
Okay. After that incident, was the next time you were spoken to by Detective Kopsel was in relation to the interview in the squad car?
Yes, she told me I needed to go with her and Detective Lowen to her unmarked vehicle.
And did she tell you anything about what was going to take place once y'all got inside the vehicle?
That she was just going to be asking me general questions.
All right. Was there ever any mention about normal protocol?
Not that I can recall.
Okay. What about once you got in the squad car?
I don't recall the squad car.
Okay. And that was recorded for the court to consider. And so she read you your Miranda rights?
Yes.
All right. Did you answer the questions?
I did.
Did they ever indicate to you that you were a suspect?
No.
Did they ever indicate to you that you were a person of interest?
No.
Did they ever refer to the videos that you recorded on your phone from the night before?
No.
Were you ever questioned about those videos at the scene?
I was not.
Did you tell Sarah, I know we saw the audio once you get in the car, but did you talk to Sarah before y'all got in the vehicle?
Of course.
Did you tell her that interviewing her in the squad car was routine protocol to your investigation?
I don't recall if I specifically said that, sir. This was 2020.
Okay. Your testimony is you don't remember saying that.
I don't remember specifically saying what, one more time. What is it that she claimed that I said?
Routine protocol.
I would not interview her, not in my unmarked car. So my routine protocol, sure, I would do that. I would
Okay.
interview her in a spot where no one can hear us.
And you would explain to her why you were doing that, wouldn't you?
Would I explain to her why we were sitting in my car? Or
Yeah.
just standing?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so once again, Sarah's going towards an area. She's going to lie where she can. Now, she's already gotten caught in a couple of lies, but she's lying here where she can in what's not recorded. So we really don't know the truth. And it's only what Chelsea says versus what Sarah says. And I'm going to say that if I had to pick and choose which one to go with, I'm going to go with the person who's I know to be more truthful. And that would be Detective Copswell. Okay, so the next question is, what time was that interview performed? Well, let's go back really quickly.
Approximately 16:57 hours. This is in reference to Orange County case number 20-017904. I'm currently located in my unmarked vehicle out in front of 4748 France Lane, apartment number 3 in Winter Park, at the Tealwood Park Apartments. And also in the car with me is my partner,
Detective Scott Lowen.
And in the front seat is, can you state your name, ma'am?
Sarah Boone,
Okay, and your birthday?
10-10-77.
Okay. So, Sarah, I know you have talked to some deputies. I know we had a very brief conversation, just to reiterate what you told that deputy. But like I was explaining, I would like to get a more further understanding of what happened last night and ask you more detailed questions. I am going to read you your rights, but it's just because that's how we do things. Okay. So you do have the right to remain silent. Okay. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you say may be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before and during questioning without charge. If you cannot afford a lawyer and want one can be provided for you before questioning without charge. Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to talk to me?
No.
Do you understand what I just read you?
Yes.
Okay. So last night you said that you and your boyfriend George were here at your residence and didn't really leave that day. You said that he went to the store to buy cigarettes.
Yes.
What time was that around? If you recall. Was it light out still, dark out?
Yes, it was light out still.
It's still light out. Okay. But he's the only person that left and he came back,
Yes.
I'm assuming? Okay.
It's right down the street.
It's down the street. Okay. And tell me what you guys were doing next. Like what was happening?
We had a bottle of wine. We painted, we drew, we did puzzles.
Do you remember what wine you guys were drinking?
It's Woodbridge Chardonnay.
Okay.
The bottles are in the trash.
Okay.
I just picked up on something that I've never picked up on before. This was an alarming time in her life. Things were happening fast, even if she had the best intentions, even if, just stick with me here, okay? She doesn't remember taking the video. We're pretty certain of that, just because, not by her reaction from when she first saw it, but just because she was cool with them looking through her phone. She totally forgot she had done that. She was so wasted the night before that she could not remember what all had happened. She even claims that she forgot he was in the suitcase. Yet, right here, she remembers that the 2 bottles of wine are in the trash. It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense.
Chardonnay. Okay. And do you remember around like what time this was that you guys were sharing the bottle of wine, painting, doing puzzles?
I'm going to say 4-ish.
Okay. And was this before he went to the store or after?
I'm sorry?
Had he already gotten home from the store at this point to buy the cigarettes?
Yes.
Okay. So it was around 4 p.m.
Ish.
that you realized, and you guys were doing
Puzzles and art,
okay.
listening to music, enjoying each other's company.
And all downstairs, upstairs? Where did
Downstairs.
you guys? Downstairs. Okay.
We usually sit on the back porch because we smoke and you're not allowed to smoke inside, so.
Okay. And who was here last night? Was it just the 2 of you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. No one ever came over at any point?
No.
No. Okay.
We called his daughters on FaceTime.
Okay.
We were just literally just enjoying one another's company.
Okay. And you guys share the phone that you have,
Yes.
correct?
Enjoying each other's company. Once again, she didn't remember they called Juan, though. She mentions the daughters, but she doesn't remember Juan, his brother, being called. Remember, because she's in the background while they're on the phone with Juan, and she's screaming at George and telling George, "Tell him how you hit me again. Tell him how you abused me."
Okay, and the phone's located in there, I think in the
Yes.
kitchen area. Yeah. Okay. So tell me what happens next. You're painting, you guys are doing this puzzle together. You obviously finished the bottle of wine.
Yes.
Did you have 1 or 2 bottles of wine?
Well, we had one previously that was maybe not even half full.
Okay.
But then,
So you finished that one and then you had the full one.
yes.
Okay.
And sorry, what was the question?
I'm sorry, what was the question? Because I'm trying to make up my story as I go.
What did you guys do next after the bottle of wine? Like after you
Well,
guys
we had-
finished the wine?
We had the bottle of wine while we were doing our arts and crafts.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we were puzzled out, we were painted out.
Mm-hmm.
So, being silly, let's play hide and seek, which we have played before. Like, I don't know if you've opened the door on the top of the stairwell, like, he and I have hidden in there before. Like, just having fun and enjoying each other's company.
Why did she need to tell us that they had played it before? Because she already said they were running out of places to hide because it was a small apartment.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's literally all it was. And then the suitcase is downstairs because I was telling you we were getting ready to do donations.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's not a very good suitcase, what was the question? I'm sorry.
You were just explaining to me the night.
Oh, he decided to hide in there. So
When she starts talking about that suitcase, she loses her train of thought because it just hits her right there. Oh, crap. It did have a busted zipper on it. She was just about to say something about that busted zipper and how it was hard to zip and unzip the suitcase. But she caught herself.
So, being silly, he and I mean, were sitting there laughing at it, like with him in there. And then, so I didn't zip it up all the way, but I mean enough to where his little fingers were out there and whatever, but still having a good time and whatever. Then I guess I decided to go upstairs, and I don't know, I fell asleep. So I woke up this morning and again thought he was downstairs on the laptop looking for a job, as he usually is. And then thought, where is he? Is he on the back porch? Is he in the bathroom? Like, where is he? And then I came to about the suitcase. So I opened the suitcase. I took him out, stretched him out, started to do CPR. Where air was coming out, but, and then like whatever gurgle. So I'm trying to do CPR on him. I'm shaking him, trying to get him to come to, but I could tell by looking at him something was wrong. He's been losing his teeth lately and has been complaining about his chest hurts, which is why I keep trying to get him to go to the doctor, but because he nor I have a job or insurance, has been putting it off. So again, so I didn't know what to do, so I called Brian, my ex-husband. I called him, he came over, just walked in and then walked out. I grabbed my phone and I called you guys. From there, here we are.
Okay. The first time you woke up this morning, did you look at your phone to see what time it was?
No.
Okay.
Most of the time, like, I'll wake up, but because he nor I have a job, I'll usually just lay in the bed for a little bit longer because the house is clean. There's nothing else that we can do.
Must be nice, Sarah.
Me thinking he's on the laptop looking for jobs, I can't use a laptop. So most of the time I'll just stay in the bed and collect my thoughts and get ready for the day.
So do you have any idea what time you woke up that first time? What time it may have been? I don't know if you guys have
I'm going to say
clock.
11 something. 11
Okay.
something.
Okay.
Maybe.
Is that when you finally got up, or is that the first time you woke up?
No, that's the time I decided to get up because I figured he was downstairs on the laptop. So let him look for jobs on the laptop, and then it usually I'll clean, he'll look for jobs, or vice versa, where I'll look for jobs and he'll clean.
Okay. So you think you got out of bed after 11 at some point?
Yes.
Okay. But we can't recall which time. Do you think you were up for like hours before that, or
No.
collecting your thoughts?
Brian, because I was supposed to have my son today and pick him up from school. Brian usually calls to make sure, hey, are you sure you're getting Lucas today? Because I've had job interviews.
Right.
Are you going to pick up Lucas? So after he called like maybe 3-4 times, maybe 5, I finally answered, and that's like...
Do you think you were sleeping and missed those calls?
No, I ignored them.
You ignored them?
Because he's notorious for blowing up my phone.
Okay.
But I understand why, because he's making sure that Lucas gets home.
Right, yeah, okay.
And to do whatever he needs to do day-wise so he can schedule around it.
Were you upstairs in your room at that time when you were ignoring those phone calls?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so not really sure what time you woke up initially, but you were upstairs collecting your thoughts. You figured he was on the laptop downstairs, so you were just getting ready for your day.
Yes.
You finally got out of bed at sometime after 11 a.m. And had gone downstairs.
Yes.
Okay.
Looking for him, and
couldn't find him. You looked outside, couldn't find him anywhere.
He wasn't in the bathroom. I was thinking maybe he's in the bathroom. But then I came to and remembered the suitcase.
And then you called Brian.
Yes. He
told
came
him
over.
to come over.
Yes, he came over.
He lives down the road, right? Not very far. He came over, walked in, basically walked out. You called 911.
Yes, I had my phone in my hand. I just wanted to wait for him to get there because I didn't know what to do.
Right. Okay. And then we arrived.
Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know what happened, but like my whole thing is the whole like teeth losing thing, and I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what he and I were having an amazing time yesterday, like we normally do.
No arguments.
No.
Nothing. Okay.
And the thing with him, though, is, which is why we've been doing puzzles and artwork lately, is that he's been stressing about a job, of course.
Of course.
Which we've talked about. So what I did was start having him do puzzles and artwork to keep his mind off of it.
Okay.
His ex-wife is all over him about sending money, which he can't do because he doesn't have a job.
Right.
So he was stressing about that. He's been stressing about the job. But that's why I started to buy puzzles and paint to get his mind off of them, which is what I don't know if you noticed on the wall in there, it's all of our artwork and stuff.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, music, art, and playing with the dogs, dancing around the room with the dogs. And then decided to play hide and seek. Because we're always trying to outdo each other on where we can hide the best.
How often do you guys play hide and seek?
Gosh, that was maybe the third time? Maybe.
Okay. Is it a more recent game you've gotten into, or 3 times the total in your relationship you're talking about?
Lately.
Lately.
Because again, like, we were puzzled out. But we painted already, so why not?
So you were downstairs hanging out. Do you remember around what time you guys started playing hide and seek?
Honestly, I don't.
Do you remember if it was dark out?
It was dark.
Okay.
It was dark. But my thing is like, when I spend time with him and I tried to get him to start doing it, I don't look at the clock.
Okay.
I'm here with him and we're having a good time. I don't need to know what time it is.
Right. I didn't know if you were like on your phone, if you got a text message, if you got a phone call last night.
We called his daughters yesterday, FaceTime.
Right. What time was that at?
I don't know without looking at my phone.
Okay.
But I ended up...
would that be the only activity that you had yesterday on your phone?
I called Lucas. I talked to Lucas. He's my son.
Okay.
I always call him.
Morning?
No, it was evening.
Evening? Okay.
But
I'm just trying to help you, like, remember something you did right before hide and seek that would help you remember a time or give us a good time frame, because that's important for us to know. We want to be able to tell the doctors that.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Okay. So when you called Lucas, was it before or after hide and seek?
Before.
Okay. And when you called and FaceTime his daughters, before or after hide and seek?
Before.
Okay. And did you call the daughters first and then Lucas, or Lucas first and then the daughters?
I know I talked to Lucas, but then we talked to the daughters afterwards.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't remember if she called us. No, I know he called Cookie. But yes, we called her.
What are the 2 daughters' names? Or just one? Did you say one
he
daughter?
He has 3 children. It's Anna, Cookie, but her real name is Destiny. And then he has a handicapped son, Georgie.
Okay. Who did you call, though, yesterday? Who did he call?
Cookie.
And what is Cookie's real name?
Destiny.
Does she have his last name or something else?
It's Torres. Because she remarried, but I don't know her last name.
Okay. Okay, so you know it's dark out, but you're not really sure what time it is. You play hide and seek. How long do you guys play hide and seek before he decides to get into the case?
Wasn't
Approximate.
really. I hid upstairs in the shower. And then came downstairs because I was tired of hanging out in the shower.
Okay.
So that's when he was playing around in the suitcase. So
Okay.
because we both thought it was funny that, oh yeah, well, I'm going to zip you up. You didn't come look for me. So again, it's a broken suitcase, but
What do you mean by broken?
it's only got one of these. But because I didn't zip it up all the way, he was doing the...
You mean it doesn't have like the pull part?
Correct.
Okay, but it's
No,
got,
it's got a, I think it's got a, what do you call it? A paper
It's-
clip.
okay. So the zipper to it is missing, like the actual zipper that attaches to it to help you open and close is missing, but you think a paper clip was on it instead?
There is a paper, I believe there's a paper clip on it because I know
Okay.
that the
And
last
that's
time.
what you used to like help assist you?
Well, or you can just stick your fingers in there and
Right, yeah, you could
unzip
do
it yourself, which is why I did not zip it up all the way.
Okay. So how much did you zip it up?
I mean, I don't really know.
You said his his fingers were able to stick out?
Yeah, two fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm figuring he'll get it. He'll get it. But then I wanted to go upstairs and waited for him, and eventually I guess I fell asleep. I had the dogs in the bed with me, was warm, and then fell asleep.
So you guys are joking. He's in there. You said you could see two of his fingers?
Yes.
And then, like, you just decided, okay, I'm going to go upstairs now? Or?
Because I figured he would get out and then go upstairs and have intimate relations like we normally do. Mm-hmm. But I fell asleep.
Okay.
And he never came upstairs. So, again, I'm thinking he's downstairs on the laptop earlier today.
Okay.
And then remembered.
Okay. So, is this something that do you guys play hide and seek before you have sexual intercourse? Or do you guys just play hide and seek because you're bored and you're just trying to pass time and it's fun?
We were, again, puzzled out. Can't paint anymore. Even started to purge some of the art that's on the wall now.
16:57 hours is when they did the car interview. On scene, the day that George was found. That's 4:57 p.m. And the digital forensic unit did not arrive on scene until after 7. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and feel free to leave a comment. Have a blessed day.